What's going on, Jerome's? Harrison Smith has been a long-time Viking stalwart, hopefully going to be a future Hall of Famer, although we got some issues with the voting process. Should be a future Ring of Honor guy. He's up there with Paul Krause and Joey Browner as one of the best safeties in Vikings franchise history. And also, he took a significant pay cut this year to run it back with the Vikings one more season as he heads into the autumn of his career. And he had some very high praise for new defensive coordinator Brian Flores. Now, what's interesting about Harrison is that he's really only had 4 defensive play callers throughout his career. He had Leslie Frazier, 2012-2013, Zim from 14 to 2021. Last year, Donachel, and now Brian Flores. So he's actually pretty excited to be learning new stuff, as we all tend to do, even though as we get up there in age, we're set in our ways. But Harrison, this is me using a walker, by the way, if you wonder what that was. But he had some great things to say about Brian Flores when asked about Flo's impact so far. Quote, Flores knows what he wants. He's assertive about what he wants, and he likes having his own style and kind of turning it over to his players. It's been great learning from him, and we kind of scratched the surface. It's kind of more of an aggressive approach in general. Which is fantastic, man. And the things mixed in, you can tell he likes to be multiple with things and not kind of stuck in one way. So it's fun to learn new styles and new ways of doing things, and I'm sure we'll just keep building with that. So there's a couple things there. Like Harrison said, a couple of significant things, but just like barely just like pointing to it. So kind of more of aggressive approach in general. So last year, the Donachel defense was tragic. And one of the big things was sitting back, not getting a pass rush of 4. If you can't get home with 4, send some more. Sun Tzu. So the fact that the Vikings were just bad and just being passive and taking it as opposed to being aggressive and bad. I mean, it's kind of like poker. Like, would you rather be passive and bad or aggressive and bad? Because sometimes aggro gets the job done, man. That's right. Also, look, you can tell he likes to be multiple things and not kind of stuck in one way. So, I mean, the Zimmer defense, for as great as it was at its peak, 2017-ish, maybe the league sort of caught up to how Zim wanted to play defense. A lot of cover 2 and then get creative on third down. We'll see. And then it's fun to learn new styles and new ways of doing things. So Flores has said that, the Vikings are going to be a 3-4 team, but they're going to be multiple up front. There's going to be lots of blitz packages, and it's going to be a lot of fun, man. Absolutely. And, Brian Flores' defense, wherever he's gone, he's improved, especially that jump from his first to second year with the Dolphins. Now, am I saying that the Vikings are going to automatically go from 31st in the league up to top 6, top 10? No, but will they be more aggressive? Yes, and frankly, a lot of people see it as a demerit, the parting of the ways with Diesel Dalvin Tomlinson and Eric Kendricks and Patrick Peterson. I see it as the Vikings defense getting younger and faster and sleeker and going to be more open to of attacking a style, which Brian Flores is bringing to the table. And speaking of pressure, so last year, we pointed this out a bunch. So last year, the Vikings were bottom third of the league in blitzes, pressures, and sacks, which is kind of amazing since Za'Darius and Daniil were going off. But Flores' defense's first 2 seasons, they were second in the league in the blitz, only behind the Ravens. So getting after it with the blitz, and then 2021, the Dolphins were third in the league in pressures and fifth in the league in sacks with 48. So absolutely getting after that ass. And I do think that Harrison Smith is in line for a great career renaissance this year. And he was really good last year, getting 5 interceptions in coverage, but he simply wasn't asked to do what he does best, and that's blitzing. And blitzes under Zimmer from 2014 to 2021, he averaged around 40 blitzes per season. Last year under Donachel, 14. And also, Harrison had 80 career pressures in the 8 seasons with Zim. He only had 2 last year with Donachel, and also 0 goose egg D'Angelo Russell sacks. And it's the first season that Harrison Smith hadn't recorded a quarterback sack since 2013, his second season in the NFL. And 15 and a half of his career 16 and a half sacks were under Zim. And Zim's defense wasn't great at the end, but one of the best things that he did was he put Harrison Smith in the best possible position to succeed. And also, set it and forget it. Like, Harrison Smith sort of freelance. Harrison Smith set the edge. He did a lot of great things, man. But Flores, so his final year in Miami, he had a couple of great safeties. Javon Holland, the pride of Oregon, who I love a lot, very underrated. He had 65 blitzes. And then, Brandon Jones had 93. I love it. I love it, man. It's fantastic. So, even though we poo-poo on Zim at times, we definitely poo-poo on Donashell, but Zimmer did get some of the best out of Harrison Smith by letting 22 loose and getting after it, man. And I do think that Brian Flores is going to do the exact same thing for Hitman and just let him go. Just let him go, man. And then by the end of the season, even though the offense is going to be great, maybe Vikings fans will be like, ooh, Coach Flo. That's right, man. But your thoughts are our thoughts. Harrison Smith, absolutely hyped for Brian Flores, new Vikings defensive coordinator. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.